Hey, and welcome to Star Wars 101. Today, I will be sharing a part in a Star Wars book that I read a while ago that just stuck with me because of how yet again we see Anakin's strength in the Force so formidable. Even at the young age of 12, you can see how amazingly powerful he was and how he was able to become one with the Force so quickly. But first, I'm going to give you a little description of SeedPartners, which will help you understand this story better. SeedPartners were from Zonama Sikat, and they were small thorn-covered spheroid organisms. As Sikat's self-proclaimed children in cells in my body, the SeedPartners would be introduced to a spacer who desired to possess one of Sikat's living ships. If the SeedPartners attached themselves to the spacer, a ship would be produced by those partners working with a team of Pharaoh designers, Legacy forgers, and giant-like Gentari shapers. SeedPartners attached themselves to a spacer using a spike, which produced an uncomfortable adhesion but no wound. 3 SeedPartners per spacer was the normal outcome of this selection process, but in the case of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, 15 SeedPartners chose to become part of their new vessel, the Jabbatha. And I bet you can guess why. Yup, Anakin Skywalker. In Chapter 23 of the book, Rogue Planet, Anakin and Obi-Wan must forego the selection process in order to build and obtain their own Sikat vessel. For this somewhat painful process, they had to enter a spherical stone in Lamina chamber which held the unique creatures. Obi-Wan shows some uncertainty while Anakin is excitedly watching them crawl about. Once they entered the chamber, the door closed and they were alone with the SeedPartners. While Obi-Wan still kept an open mind, Anakin had no doubts whatsoever. After a brief exchanging of words between the two, Anakin tells the creatures that he's ready. After he says this, it tells us that the hair on the back of Obi-Wan's neck bristled in a way it had not for years. Only then did Obi-Wan realize that Anakin damped all extraneous personal vibrations and had become quiet in the Force in a way Obi-Wan still found exceptionally difficult, though not impossible, and he had done it in fractions of a second. He had made himself into a quiet antenna, listening to the creatures within the sphere, and in turn, the spike balls listened to both of these potential new clients with all the openness of a different variety of childhood. After Obi-Wan suggested that they might want something from the two humans, Anakin shook his head, and again, Obi-Wan suggested that they were not what the creatures expected. After he says this, Anakin nods in agreement with his master. Some of the spike balls move toward Anakin and stop to stare while making clicking noises and giving off a flowery scent. Anakin notifies Obi-Wan that they approve of them and that they sense they are not afraid. Then Anakin's eyes flicker with caution as he asks his master that if they approve, it means a real commitment, doesn't it? Obi-Wan answers with, "I presume," and Anakin states that for them, it's got to be serious, and his master answers with, "Perhaps." Anakin states that he wishes they would have been told more about the creatures, and the spike balls begin to vibrate on the floor. In seconds, they were covered with SeedPartners everywhere, and as this happened, Anakin tells Obi-Wan that whatever he does, to not be afraid. After this, it takes us to the outside of the chamber, and the doors swing open. The spike balls are all quiet and are clinging to the walls again. When Obi-Wan gets up, he has 3 of them clung to him, 1 on each of his arms, and 1 on his chest. As he gets Anakin out of the chamber, he can see that he has 12 spike balls clung to him from head to foot. He also senses that Anakin had gone inward to conserve oxygen and avoid the shock that might come with the physical injury. Obi-Wan was in a panic, but he kept his anger and concern in check as he asked Sheikah Lafars if she knew this would happen, and she answered no. She states that 3 is the normal number of spike balls to cling onto a client and that his student must be an extraordinary young man. Once Anakin wakes up, he tells Obi-Wan that he knows they cling but do not hurt you, and that they're friendly and so many wanted to join at once. Obi-Wan is amazed at how his apprentice kept his calm and deep connection with the Force even when he was buried in the creatures. Fars then guides them toward an illuminated lamp and took the measures of the spike balls, putting them each in a marked box, circle marks for Anakin and square marks for Obi-Wan. She then states that there will be a ship, a marvelous ship. So that's it for this video. I really enjoyed sharing this part from the book Rogue Planet with you, and marveling at how much potential Anakin Skywalker held. I hope you enjoyed as well, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below telling me what you think of this story. And with all that said, have a great day.